All right. So this is a little weird for me. Not really used to talking in front of the camera, so I don't really let my personality show. So first thing I'm gonna do is just talk to the camera. I don't really have a huge plan on what I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna kind of let it flow because I want to get used to talking and being comfortable in front of the camera primarily. So I think the first large chunk of my videos are going to be very unedited and very raw and unfiltered, and I guess I'll see where it goes from there. Those of you who don't know me, which is going to be all of you, let's be honest. It's kind of a dumb thing to say, but whatever. My name's Tyson. I am a husband and a father of 3 kids, and I'm the Wild Rose dad. Right now, I'm just driving home from work. I work in the tourism industry doing IT for a business that owns a couple of attractions and retail locations in a tourist trap town. And it's okay. It pays the bills. As long as I work a lot, it pays the bills. But my main goal with YouTube is I want to turn it into a business. I want to have more freedom in my life, both time and financially. So I really want to turn this into a profitable business. But in order to do that, I have to be okay with talking to a camera, because that's the big part of YouTube. There's some people crossing a crosswalk in front of me. So that's what we're doing. One thing, I guess I'll kind of share a little story. I just cut my hair a few days ago, really short. It was really, decently long. And what I do is I'll cut my hair this short, and then I'll let it grow out for 6 months, however long I can handle. And then one day, and it doesn't matter how long it's been, after a certain amount of time, I'll just get sick of it, and then I'll shave my head like this again and go back to square one and let it grow out. And so I just did that a few days ago. But if you notice, I have a scar that goes down the top of my head. Starts kind of back towards, I think it's called the crown of your head, and goes all the way up into here. And I've had it my entire life. When I was born, I didn't have a soft spot, and so they had to essentially make one to help my head grow, make sure that my head was going to grow correctly, I guess. I don't know how successful it was, because I do have a pretty misshapen head. You can see a little bit of a divot if you look closely. It looks like I have a gamer head from the headphones, but that's always been there, even when I was a baby. Kind of have always joked about it being like a ski jump when I was little. And so, yeah, I had that happen when I was extremely young, just a couple months old. I don't know the exact time frames. And then at the same time, I had spinal meningitis, which is an infection of the fluid in the spinal cord. So a little bit of a complicated start to my life, but everything turned out all right. So if you're looking at my head and thinking, hey, that's kind of funny looking, well, you're right. It is. But one time this old lady came up to my wife. It was right after I had cut my hair short like this. And I was at church, and this old lady came up to my wife. She's like, Sarah, which is my wife's name, Sarah, what is wrong with Tyson's head? What happened to his head? Just had to laugh because it's always been like this for me. When I was young, my mom would not let me cut my hair short. I would go to my grandma's for haircuts, and one time she cut it short like this for me, and my mom was so mad at her. My mom absolutely refused to let me cut my hair short. And so for the longest time, people hadn't seen it for most of my life, hadn't seen my scar and the bump in my head. So that's that. But let's see, I don't know how long this has been going, about 6 minutes. It's interesting because I've been doing a little bit of research on YouTube. I think pretty much everyone does when they're looking into starting a YouTube channel, and for this type of content, everyone's like, you gotta get up to 10 to 30 minutes or whatever. There's a lot of different time frames that people talk about, and I don't know. I don't think it's really gonna matter because I highly doubt anybody's even gonna watch these videos, but I'm still gonna do them so that I can get in the habit and I can get more comfortable in front of the camera, because I feel like I get very robotic, I guess, very monotone and unexpressive. I don't do well with public speaking, and my brain is taking this as public speaking. And the only way to get better is by doing it. But yeah, I want to go full time with YouTube. I've dabbled in it in the past. I did like a gaming channel. I streamed on Twitch for a while. I posted a video a few months ago, and it's never really picked up. Mainly because of consistency. I've never put in the consistent effort to let it grow. Let that organic traffic hit, the YouTube algorithm work in my favor. I've never gave it the time to do that. And so the goal is to post one of these videos daily. We'll see how good and by daily I mean at least Monday through Friday, which if I keep it raw, if I keep it unedited, and I just post a little video talking about whatever topic I have going on in my life, then that's what I'll do. I'll keep it really simple, and I don't expect really much growth from these. It's just going to be getting used to the camera, getting used to being open and enunciating my thoughts and feelings and all that good stuff. I don't even know how the audio is because I'm just going off of these little Raycon headphones, this little earpiece that I've got in, so it could sound pretty crappy. I don't care. All of that will come later once I'm a little more comfortable in front of the camera. As for other things, I guess the thing that I've been thinking about most this week most, like, the serious thing that I've been thinking about most this week has been finances. Working IT, you would think I get paid pretty good, but the reality is a lot less glamorous than you would think. My wife's a stay-at-home mom, and I want her to be a stay-at-home mom because I want my kids to be raised by their parents, not by someone else. And so, we're on one income stream, and I get paid hourly. And luckily, my boss will let me do this, but I usually average about 90 to 100 to 110 hours per pay period. I get paid every 2 weeks. So, 50 to around 50 hours a week is what I've been averaging. And I'm having to push it up to 60 hours, trying to get to that 120 hours per pay period, just because the cost of living keeps going up, and I don't want to have to go into like credit card debt, well, any more credit card debt than we already are, just to be able to pay for things. That is a terrible thing, and we already have too much of it. So I'm working really hard to cut our spending and increase our income. So it's been on my mind a lot. I've also been watching a lot of different YouTube things. Caleb Hammer's come up a bunch in my YouTube feed, and those are funny. I'm not at that level of crazy debt. I don't understand how anyone can get into that much debt, but obviously they do. And so that's kind of what's been on my mind this week. And honestly, one of the big reasons I'm like, okay, I've got to really hit YouTube hard. I've got to get going. I've got to put in the reps so that I can eventually get that business going and switch over to doing YouTube full time in the future. But we'll see how it goes. Might go nowhere. I hope it doesn't. I hope it does well. But I don't think it's going to do well for quite a while, because I definitely have to put in a lot more effort. But if you like this type of content where I'm just sitting and talking just raw, let me know. If anyone is out there watching this and you're watching more than the first 5 seconds, let me know. Let me know what you're interested in. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to know about me, about my life. I'm not going to be an open book. I'm going to be, there's things in my life that are sacred to me, and I'm going to keep pretty private. But there's other things that I have no problem talking about. So we'll see which bridges we cross. But anyway, if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, you know the drill. And I'll talk to you all next time.